Yeah, I mean it's tough, right? You look at two losses, but then you look at the stats, and we outshot out more corners on Friday. Sunday not as much, but it's tough where it's like we're still getting chances, and it's just like putting the ball in the back of the net. So that's a tough one, and obviously I don't like losing, and neither does our team. So that's something where we just need to kind of get out of this little rut we're in, and it's not a lack of us working and trying to plan and do all that. It's just kind of it's part of the sport, which is tough. You could be the better team, and one little mistake can kind of kick you in the butt. So, yeah, I mean a little, but they have to go through the same conditions, right? So, the reality is that can't be our excuse, or we can't kind of try to make that our excuse. I think, that's probably the worst first half of soccer our team's played all year, and they know that, and I let them know that too, right? But no, I mean I think we can't make excuses. Every team's good. Yeah, I mean I think we had a better second half again, but just we got to figure out a way to put the ball in the back of the net, and I think that's kind of our problem. Like right before this, I was going through some film, and we'll do a deep dive into film and maybe some different things we can do. I think we're kind of getting into it's mid-season. We're kind of getting to that rut where it's like the same things over and over. So like how can we maybe change it up and be more dynamic? But yeah, I mean we're still getting shots and we're still getting chances, and we had one that hit off the crossbar, right? So it's like it's kind of hard to sit there and be like, well, we're not like I can't say we're not creating chances because we are, and that's where it's kind of a little disheartening and frustrating because it's like how do we just find the back of the net one of these times? I think one goal changes momentum and shifts so much that we could have maybe got a second if we just caught that first one. So it's tough. I mean, and I take it to heart, right, as a coach, but I know they're taking it to heart even more as players, right? So just kind of finding that confidence back. I think that's what we're missing a bit right now is our confidence. So it's interesting, right? Like, yeah, she's not producing or, from outsider's perspective, maybe not giving her a lot of what she maybe gave last year. But I think, in the last 2 weeks, like, Brooks improved a lot in what we're asking her to do, right? I think, I told her this, so it's nothing new, right? I told her I feel like I'm only seeing 90% of you as a player. So I think in the last couple of weeks, we're getting closer to 100, which is nice. But yeah, I mean, I'm also asking her to be a kind of a different player in just the style that I'm trying to play versus like maybe what was done in the past. So I think that's for all of them, but I think that's maybe a big learning factor and whatnot. And so, I mean, we'll see. It's kind of, with some injuries that we have now, we're going to have to rely on Brooke a little more. So it's kind of, I hope it's a continued like upward projection of like how she's doing. So that's kind of our game plan going into just this week of preparation is getting back to our basics. I think, there's things we can change and tweak and that need to be better. And so it's just kind of more or less focusing on that. Like, obviously, we'll do we do scout on the other team, and especially, Northern. But, honestly, I think, too, us being in a bit of a losing streak here, like, it's kind of tough luck for Northern that they're gonna get a Michigan Tech team that's hungry to win. Like, we are tired of losing right now. I haven't talked to them all season. I've been kind of staying, we're staying our distance, right? A little bit of enemies still, but yeah, no, I think it's going to be fun, but I also think just, being part of that rivalry game and just getting to kind of embrace that Northern and Tech rivalry is going to be kind of fun. I mean, it's my first one, so it'll be an interesting one, right? And hopefully, again, our girls are we're hungry to stop losing and to win some games. So I think that's going to make it a little bit of add a little bit of flair to the rivalry as well.